Morning! Let's see, what day is it? Oh, it's Monday, right. Oh, goodness. It's been a little crazy. Anyway, had a good night. On the way to the church right now. And I'm not sure what I'm going to try and be tackling first, but I am going to be meeting the new facility manager. And then I'm just going to dive into it. See what we can get figured out. They apparently have one of the PTZ cameras it works with the presets that we set up, but in terms of like manually controlling it, it's not responding properly. I'm not really sure what that means. That's what I was told, so I'm gonna have to look at that. We have to get the assisted listening transmitter put in. That got sent off and repaired and sent back. We've got the 5 security cameras that were replaced. We'll see if those are actually working. But yeah, it's going to be a busy morning. And assuming that everything works and we can get everything squared away, I might take a extended lunch, go down to the Shelby Museum, which I didn't get a chance to go to last time. So, we'll see what happens. So I'm back here in the workroom, working on the security camera system. So far, I'm 0 for 1 in terms of the new replacement cameras working. It's a bit irritating, I'll be honest. So they got carpet in here. Looks really nice. It's nice and spongy. And the booth largely looks the same. No big changes. I do have a wireless HDMI device here. So I'm going to try and attempt to mount that up here. That way it's got a clear line of sight, and then we'll run the HDMI back and down and around into the matrix. But right now, I need to... Oops, other way. No, that's better. I need to try and find the assisted listening transmitter, which had to go back and get repaired. And so they sent it to me instead of back down here, and I shipped it down here, and it was not immediately evident as to where that was. So I'm going to go check the room where the other packages were and see if we can't find it. But they also got the new carpet finally on the stage. So I'll be taking some more beauty pictures of the floor pockets. Oh, it looks like they actually moved that floor pocket like we had talked about. So it used to be back there, but I guess they did move it up here. Oh, good. It's actually nice to see. So the other thing that happened that you may not be aware of is when they recarpeted in here, the carpet guys actually moved the rack. See, the front used to be pointing that direction, and now it's pointing this direction. Unfortunately, that also meant that somehow the cable that connects the 2 PreSonus units, the mixer in the booth and the rack unit up here, that stopped functioning. That connection was broken, and it's only working right now because one of their sound techs actually ran a temporary line. So that's going to have to get fixed at some point. And, you know, that wasn't my fault, so if they want me to do it, it's going to cost them. Anywho, that's what's going on. I'm going to see if I can't find this this package. So I found it. It was buried under some cables and stuff. So this is it. So this is the front. And you got, you know, some VU meters here that show you the level of your inputs. And on the back, we've got a selection. So this is where the antenna plugs in. And we mounted the antenna there, and it runs all the way over into the back of this. Power. You've got a mix output, so you can loop through. You've got RCA in. You have some level adjustments there. So plus 10 dB or minus 10 dB. And you've got this 1/4 inch XLR combo connector. And you can choose line level, mic level, or mic plus phantom power. So if you're looking for an assisted listening system, you know, I think Listen Technologies is pretty good. You know, they've taken pretty good care of me and my clients thus far. So I'm going to figure out how to get the rack mount on this thing. I don't remember what we did with the screws, but I'll get that figured out, and we're going to mount it right in this space because that's where it goes. And we'll take it from there. See what, I think I'll probably work on the camera next and see what's going on with that thing. Alright, so here's what's going on. I am missing the screws that attach the rack ears to the Listen transmitter. So I'm going to have to take this and the rack ears, or at least one of the rack ears, with me to Home Depot, see if I can find a screw that will fit that. I have been told that the PreSonus mixer has been locking up quite often. So I've never actually seen one lock up. I've heard that it does happen, but I've never seen it happen. So I'm leaving it on all day. Hopefully it will replicate the problem, and then I will have something to troubleshoot. I need a power strip so that I can plug in the new wireless HDMI receiver. And let me show you what's happening with camera 1. It's one of our robotic cameras. So if I just hold my camera there, so the zoom, that's actually behaving. It's, yeah, you see it's different zoom speeds and that kind of thing. Going back and see it jumps. It's just not very smooth, you know. And it stopped on its own. I had the rocker down, but if I hit the presets, it functions perfectly. Which is very, very strange. I'm not really sure what's causing the problem. So I need to probably talk to a Panasonic rep about what's going on. So I'm also having issues with the panning. Like, it's full left right now, and it's just barely moving. So my thinking is there's something wrong with the communication to the stepper motors. Full up on the tilt. That's full down on the tilt. So it's clearly getting some commands backwards and seriously messed up. So I'm gonna have to talk to a Panasonic rep hopefully this afternoon about why that might be. So I'm going to shoot an email off to my rep, and hopefully we can get somebody on the horn today or tomorrow. Yeah, the camera's just moving on its own. Bizarre. We're not going to be training on video until tomorrow night, so that gives me another day. We're doing audio and graphics today, so I need to focus on getting the wireless HDMI up and running. I have shot a message to support for the cameras, the security cameras, and then I've got to deal with this as well. So got a few things going on, but little by little we get them done. All right, so got all my errands done. Sitting here outside of Fry's, and I picked up a power strip, a network cable, and I decided to take the opportunity to also get a longer USB charging cable for my phone. I do have an iPhone, but I have this battery case which takes a micro USB, so I'm gonna get that hooked up later. I'm gonna start making my way back to the church now. I have about half an hour to get there, so ironically that's about how long it takes to get there. Actually, it doesn't matter, I forgot, I'm not meeting anybody there to let me in. They gave me a key fob for the magnetic door lock, so I can get there whenever. But I'd like to get the listen transmitter in. If I need to roll back the firmware on the mixer, I'd like to do that before the training tonight, and then I need to get that wireless HDMI thing figured out. So that is the to-do list for today. We'll see how far we get. So I wanted to give you guys a bit of a treat since I'm down this direction, and that is the Shelby company, which, if you're unfamiliar, if you're a car person, you know all about this, but Shelby and Ford have had a partnership for a long time, and Shelby will take and customize and just make all around better Shelby Mustangs from Ford, but they also have some connection with the Cobra. I'm a little ignorant in terms of how they came about and what all the history is, so I don't want to act like I know what I'm talking about here, but yeah, their headquarters is here in Vegas, and I just randomly came across this the first time I was down here and was making a run to Fry's. So it's a museum in there, in addition to their headquarters. At least that's my understanding. So if you're a car guy, that's pretty darn cool. If you're not, it's still pretty darn cool because I said so. Anyway, we'll see you back at the church. All right, so we got our first success. Got the screws that I needed to put these, it's a little hard to see, but these rack ears onto the listen transmitter here. So this is what it's supposed to look like. So we're getting really good signal. You may have to dial that back a little bit, or I don't know. That's for them to decide. I recessed it back here. You can see that there's a bit of a recess here, just because I don't want people messing with changing those dials. But I just took one of the 4 belt packs that it came with. It's a digital transmission, and I just walked all the way behind the stage, and basically as far away as I can get from the antenna, and it's just crystal clear. So that's a good win. That one's checked off. So now I'm going to get working on the wireless HDMI. All right, so it's about 10 till 5. I've got about an hour and a half until training starts on the audio and the graphics system. I'm here with Arvin. Hi, Arvin.
Hi.
He is going to be the Proclaim guru during training because I don't know Proclaim, like, at all. So, in fact, I got into Proclaim and I, like, totally messed things up earlier. So, I'm not going to touch it until I get trained. So, I'm still waiting to hear back from the Panasonic rep regarding the PTZ camera issue. I'm still waiting to hear back from the manufacturer of the security camera system. We got the assisted listening system installed, taken care of. We got the wireless HDMI working, which is super cool, and I'll show that to you in a bit. And it works really well if all you're doing is static content, or if you're jumping between applications and that kind of thing. It's not really good with motion, so we're not going to be running, say, like videos through it, which is good because it kind of uncomplicates how we would run audio for that as well. So I just told Arvin to tell everybody else that, and I'll tell him tonight, but videos run from the booth, and if they were to run slides or pictures or, show a web page or something from the front, that's fine, they can do that. We have the technology. So now, like I said, I'm just kind of waiting around, seeing what develops, which is kind of nice. It's a change of pace from the last 3 trips down here, which is really a welcome change. All right, so training night number 1 is over. Only had 4 total, and one of them showed up for the last hour. So, which, with the first 3, we had pretty much covered everything. So, just kind of went over everything again. So with that, we'll see you tomorrow morning, where hopefully we'll get to tackle the Panasonic PTZ camera, get that figured out and fixed, get the security cameras working. I rebooted the video recorder, so the network video recorder, and I was able to verify that all 5 cameras were producing image and connecting. So I did lose one other image, or one other camera in the process, so it's got to be a communication issue on the network. So, or not on the network, but between the NVR and the cameras. So I'm cautiously optimistic about that. So we will see you in the morning. Thanks for watching Tomato BTS.